Hello, welcome back to Fire's Gaming. My name is Ben. Today we're continuing on with Ever17. So last time out, it looks like you might be giving up on trying to figure out what's going on with their parents. As well as Sora told us that things are not looking too good. And we're just trying to figure out a way to get out because it's getting pretty close to the end here. So, yeah, let's just pick it up here. Looks like we got Tsugumi and Takashi talking out with Sora, trying to figure things out. So everybody else is apparently going off to do some of their own things here. So, after that, we decided to take some action of our own. The estimated time till the Muse implosion was steadily approaching, and we decided to run a visual check of the complex to see how everything was. Of course, Lemmy had already checked everything, so it was a meaningless action, but we felt that we had to do something. I took the corridor near the whale room. Rather, near what used to be the whale room. Cosmic Whale Room was already filled with water. I wondered what the girl I had seen around here was. Where had she gone? Who was the girl singing that lonely children's song? Was she a ghost or something else? Just as I was thinking that... Suddenly I was hit with a bout of dizziness. My vision contorted and I couldn't stand. I leaned against a wall and slowly crouched on the floor. I was unable to focus my mind. I felt cold. My joints were throbbing. My stomach felt like it was contracting in on itself. I couldn't stand it and sprinted into the bathroom. I threw up everything in my stomach. It was a sea of half-digested chunks of chicken sandwich. I looked at it indifferently and put my hand on my forehead. I wasn't feverish, but I still felt terrible. I took the eye elevator up to the second floor. I headed towards the infirmary intending to get some medicine. Along the way, I saw Takashi. He was leaning against the wall muttering. He was probably just talking to himself, but I heard what he was saying. Damn, nothing's happening. Lying woman. We don't have the time for this. Lying woman? He seemed to be in a bad mood. Hey there, Takashi. Huh? Oh, hey kid, what's up? How was the talk with Tsugumi and Sora? Oh, that. It was no good, nothing there. Huh? What do you mean? Tsugumi's got it all wrong. She doesn't know what she's talking about. So the escape route? Nah, we're back to square one. Oh, I see. I had held out hope that he could pull us through. It was a bitter disappointment. Oh, that's right. I can't just be standing around. I gotta run. I got things to do. Later. Looking stiff, Takashi headed off. I was left alone. Sarah and Sora were in the infirmary. It seemed the two of them were having a complicated discussion. So you can get into the Lab Company database through this network, right? Yes, it is theoretically possible. But the database headquarters has security that makes what we have here look simple in comparison. Not only is it hard to break into, he'll hack back at you. Besides, there are no open communication channels with the outside. But it's not like the cable connecting us to the group is cut off, right? Correct. So even if we can't receive communications, we might be able to send them. There is a possibility. In that case... Huh? Hey kid, when did you get here? I've been here for a bit. Oh, really? I didn't even notice. Is something wrong? You don't look so well. Yeah, that escape route the Tsugumi was talking about. So she turned out to be wrong? Yes, it would appear so. I see.
そんなに落ち込まないでください。まだ望みを捨ててはいけません。
Please do not let it dampen your spirits. You can't give up hope.
朝に申し上げたように、私もレミも最後まで全力で皆さんのために尽くしますから。
Like I said this morning, Lemmy and I are doing all we can to get you out of here. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
ところで少年は何の用でここに？
So what are you doing here, kid? Oh, yeah, I came to get some medicine or some vitamin supplements.
あれ？少年も具合悪いとか？
Uh-huh. Are you feeling bad too? Huh? You too, Sarah?
皆さん、かなりお疲れのようですね。無理もないことですけど。
Everyone seems fairly fatigued. Don't overdo it.
ナッキ先輩もさっき来たんだよ。
Naki was just here as well.
やっぱストレスかな。それとも睡眠不足？食事は竜田サンドだけだし。
I guess it is stress or lack of sleep maybe. And all we've been eating is chicken sandwiches.
ああ、やだやだ。どれも肌の大敵ね。
And all those things are bad for my skin. As she complained, Sarah took a jar filled with tablets from the medicine shelf.
はい、どうぞ。
Here you go. So, I guess you took the same ones. I drank down the tablets that Sarah gave me. Where did you go?
更衣室。
To the changing room. Huh? Why's she going to change?
うん、よくわかんないけどね。
Yeah, I don't know the details though. At that point, Tsugimi came into the room. Both Sarah and Sora's expressions tensed. You too, Tsugimi?
Huh?
Uh-huh. It's weird, but everyone seems to be feeling ill today. So I thought you might be feeling bad too.
私は違うわ。私はただ
Not me, I
様子を見に来ただけ。
I came to check things out.
妙といえば、彼、頭おかしくなったんじゃないの？
Speaking of weird, I think that guy's lost his mind. That guy?
もしかして、たけしのこと？
Do you mean Takushi? Tsugimi nodded.
かなり挙動不審だったわよ。
He's been acting pretty strange.
目を血走らせながら、避難用通路に入っていったけど。
His eyes are bloodshot and he went into one of the emergency corridors.
なんだか鼻息も荒かったわね。
He was breathing funny and acting strange too. Huh? He seemed in a bad mood, but was he that out of it?
元からそうだったけど、頭をやられちゃったのかもね。
He was kind of like that from the start, but I think maybe he's lost it.
鼻息が荒い？
Huh? What do you mean he was acting
ま
strange?
さかとは思うけど。
I don't think it could be this, but
倉成さんでしたら、ちょっと待ってくださいね。
let me see. Right now, Takushi is,
今、ちょうど更衣室の上の通路に。
now he's just in the corridor above the changing room.
ねえ、ちょっと様子見に行った方がよくない？
Hey, maybe we should go take a look. I think you're right. Sarah and I hurried out of the room.
あ、皆さん、更衣室の中には。
Oh, everyone, he's in the changing room. The two of us sprinted to the changing room. We arrived in front of it. There we heard you give an ear-splitting scream. Oh no, what is this? I didn't believe it. It couldn't be. Ah, damn, that Takushi. The door was shut. We thought it might be locked from the inside. I knew it wouldn't work, but I was going to try to kick open the door. But Sarah stopped me. Sarah went to work on the 10 key next to the door. It seemed that she had a code for emergency like this. The door opened up. I immediately burst into the room. Hey, Takashi. Huh? Eh? He was alone in the room. She had already finished changing. What? What? Who do you think you are bursting in here, you idiot? The magazine you had thrown at me hit me full on in the face. I felt a piercing pain in my nose.
先輩、無事ですか？
Senpai, you alright?
何のこと？
Huh? What are you talking about?
だって、たけしが。
I mean, Takashi.
倉成がどうしたって？
Takashi? What about him? Takashi wasn't anywhere in the room. Come to mention, there are no emergency exits in the room at all. There's no way for him to enter in from an emergency corridor. What about that scream just a minute ago? What was that? I rubbed my nose as I said this. Oh, that! You took the collar of her jacket and showed it to us. Oh, look at this. It's got a coffee stain on it. Do you believe that? There did seem to be a little black stain. That's all? You screamed because of that? Well, yeah. I mean, this is my favorite jacket. You don't just freak out like that. If you're done changing, why'd you throw it at me? What are you talking about? You would have broken a room where a girl might be changing. I looked again at the magazine you had thrown at me. On the cover of the magazine was a glossy picture of a screw and screwdriver. It's a copy of Monthly Toolbox magazine. What is something like this doing in the girl's changing room? Something red dripped on the floor. I had a nosebleed. Yuck, why'd you have to go get a nosebleed? Leave it to Sonen Kid to get a nosebleed. Talk about ironic. I mean, he did literally just get hit in the nose, so, you know. It's because he threw this magazine at me. I plugged my nose with tissues handed me by Sarah as I fumbled for an explanation. Don't tell me you looked at that magazine and... Yuck, you are gross. That's not it. I guess we didn't have anything to worry about to start with. Oh well. With that, Sarah left the room. What, are you leaving? Yep, I got things to do. Things? Lots. There are things I take care of. I thought that I detected a gleam of determination in Sarah's eyes. So I'll leave the rest to you. Sarah waved at me, she laughed. But an instant later, she poked her face back in the room. Oh, you too. Take your own sweet time. This time she didn't come back. What a perv. You and I sat on the bench in the changing room, facing opposite directions. Finally, the two of us were alone. It was a situation I've been trying to avoid. I fidgeted as I thought of the touch of her lips the day before, and I wondered why we'd stayed there. It was because you didn't try to go anywhere. With what Sarah had said, I couldn't just say, see ya, and leave. If I did that, she'd be able to tell that I was still hung up on the day before. I tried not to think about it, but the more I tried not to think about it, the more I did. There was a part of me that knew all of this, and pretended I wasn't thinking about it and acted like I was actually thinking about it, but then doing that actually did make me think about it. So I tried to pretend not to think about it as I was pretending to think about it. And I realized that it was all meaningless. The more I thought about it, the more confused I got. I sat down next to you and stared at the ceiling. Oh, that's right. This silence is bad. I better break it somehow. I thought I would try to say something and calm myself down. Those clothes really suit you. Huh? No, I mean, why did you change? Unfortunately, my mind was still in a state of confusion and wouldn't follow orders. I guess maybe you could call it an expression of my resolution.
着替えた理由
The reason I
聞
changed.
いたのは君でしょ
You asked me, right? Yeah.
レミューのユニフォームを脱ぎ捨てて私の日常に即した服を身につける
I decided to dump the Lemieux uniform for the clothes I normally wear.
レミューでの私さよならって意味と日常の私こんにちはって意味を込めて
It's a way of saying goodbye to my Lemieux self and hello to the normal me.
私は何が何でもここを脱出して普段の生活に戻るの
I just want to get out of here and get back to my regular life.
そういう決意表明
That's what I decided. So that's why. Yep. At that rate, I figured the conversation was sure to fizzle out. I needed something to talk about. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to ask you about the third eye.
第三視点
The third eye? Yeah.
最後に
Last time.
それはここに
I told you, the third eye is here. I think I accidentally cut off the dialogue, but that's okay. Suddenly, I remembered and vividly relived the feeling of our lips touching the night before. I was sorely regretting that I brought up this topic.
そういえばさ
That reminds me. Yeah?
第三視点って概念の本当の意味教えてなかったよね
I didn't really tell you about the meaning of the concept behind the third eye, did I? No. You always say I'll tell you next time.
そうだったね
You're right.
よしいい機会だからお姉さんが手取り足取り教えてあげよ
Well, this is a good chance for me to tell you the whole story. Really? Well, you can skip the boring stuff. You stood up and turned to face
う
me.
ではナッキュ先生の第三視点講座を始めるとします
It's time to start Naki's seminar on the third eye. I clapped for her half-heartedly.
当たり前の話だけど人間は2つの視点を持ってるよね
First, we'll start with something that's blatantly obvious. People have two eyes, right?
一つは右目もう一つは左目
One on the right, one on the left. You winked with one eye and then the
こ
other.
の2つの視点によって人間は立体を認識することができるの
With these two eyes, people are aware of the three-dimensional world around
も
them.
しも仮に片方の視力を失ってしまったとしたら不可能とまでは言い切れないけど立体を認識することは極めて困難になる
If you lost a sight in one of your eyes, I won't say it'd be impossible, but it would be difficult to get a sense of the world, its depth and
ちょっ
dimensions.
と片目をつぶってみて
Close one eye for a second. I closed my right eye, she said.
そうして見える世界は基本的には平面としての情報だけによって構成されてるでしょ
When you look at the world that way, the information you get is only enough to basically form a flat image of the world.
もちろん焦点ピントを合わせたり眼球を動かしたりすることによって物体の立体感を把握することができないわけじゃないけど
Of course, by focusing on different areas and moving your eyes, you could get a sense of the three-dimensional image of things, but
でも両目を使ってる時に比べれば立体としての認識度っていうのかなそういうのは著しく低下してるはず
but it wouldn't give you anything close to the perspective or dimensional awareness that you'd have using both eyes.
言ってることわかる
Do you understand what I'm talking about?
じゃあ余分なことは抜きにして言うけど
Alright, I'll leave out the unnecessary
つ
stuff.
まりこういうこと
In other words, this is what I mean.
人間が片方の目だけから入手できる情報は平面二次元としての情報だけなのである
If a person looks at the world through one eye, they only get enough information for a flat two-dimensional view.
要するに写真と同じなのよ
Essentially, it's like a picture.
一枚の風景写真を見たとき手前に林があって奥に湖があってそのまたずっと向こうに山脈があって
you're looking at a photograph of scenery, you have the trees in the foreground, a lake in the middle, and a string of mountains in the background.
というような遠近感を確かに知覚することはできる。
Thus, you get a sense of distance in the picture.
でも、その写真はあくまでも二次元じゃない？
But that picture's still only two-dimensional, right?
平面上に現像しただけだよね。
It was developed on a flat surface.
というわけで、写真というのは三次元の映像を二次元的に再現したものだってことが分かってもらえたと思うんだけど。
So, a photograph is actually a three-dimensional image created two-dimensionally. Now that I think you understand that.
え、まだわからない？
Oh, what? You still don't get it? I don't get it. My left eye is
し
tired.
ょうがないな。
Yeah, oh well.
じゃあ今度は左目を閉じて。
Okay, this time close your left eye.
こら、両目つぶってどうすんのよ。
Hey, what are you gonna do with... You're gonna see with both eyes closed. I mean, he didn't tell him to open the other one. I held the eyelid of my left eye shut with my left hand as opened my right eye.
そうそう。
That's it.
そしたら、ちょっと軽く実験でもしてみようか。
Now, how about we do a little experiment? Experiment? Nodding, you took a marker out of her pocket. She took the cap off and handed the marker to me. So, what do I do?
私が持ってるこのキャップにサインペンをはめてみて。
Try to put the pen in the cap that I'm holding. You turned the cap sideways and held it in front of me. So, you want me to put the tip of this in that hole of yours? Phrasing.
早く入れて。
Yeah, hurry up. You want me to put it in?
うん。
Yeah. I took the shiny black pen, lifted it towards the little cap that you held, trying to put it in. Ah, that's weird. I can't find the hole. The slightly slippery tip wouldn't slip into the hole. I tried again and again, but it wouldn't go where you wanted it to go. It should be easier than
も
this.
うだらしないな。
Ah, jeez, you're really bad at this. Well, what do you expect me to do? It's my first time doing this. Sorry.
どこに刺してんのよ。そこじゃないでしょ。
Now, where are you poking that thing? It's the wrong spot.
もうちょっと手前。
It's a little closer to you. Here?
違う違う。もっと奥。
No, further back.
そこそこ。そこに入れて。早く。
Yeah, right there. Stick it in. Hurry. Ah, I got it. Finally, it's in.
すごいすごい。こんなの初めて。
Oh, good. You did it. It's your first time.
で、あるからして。
Yeah, that wasn't awkward at all. Yeah, so that's how it works.
一つの視点だけでは立体を認識することがいかに難しいことなのかご理解いただけたと思うのですが
I think you've seen how hard it is to be aware of the different dimensions of things from just one perspective. So,
まとめるとこういうこと
to review, this is what I mean.
一つの視点から得られる情報は平面二次元的な情報だけ
The information that you get from one point is flat or two-dimensional information.
立体三次元的な情報を獲得するためにはその視点が最低でも2つ以上は必要なの
To get enough information for a three-dimensional view, you have to have at least two perspectives.
つまり右目と左目
So, your right and left eyes.
この2つの視点を使わない限り私たちは瞬間的に3次元を認識することはできないのよ
If you don't use two viewpoints, then you won't be able to register what's going on around you in three dimensions.
まだわからないかな
Do you still not get it? I see what you're saying, but... Oh, what does this have to do with the third eye?
どんな関係も何もないって
It doesn't have anything to do with it.
もうほとんど説明し尽くしちゃってるんだから
I've already just about explained the whole thing.
だったら逆にこっちから質問するけど
Alright, let me try something else. So let me ask you a question.
一つの視点から得られる情報は
What kind of information can you get from one perspective? You said two-dimensional information, right?
次に2つの視点から得られる情報は
And what kind of information can you get from two perspectives? I think you said three-dimensional information.
では3つの視点から得られる情報は
And so, from three perspectives, what kind of information could you get? Four-dimensional information, maybe? Huh? The fourth dimension. You nodded slowly, listening to me. So, the fourth dimension was... Wait, what was the dimension anyway? You took a notebook out of her locker and started illustrating your points with diagrams using the familiar pen. Zero dimension, a world made of points. Zero dimensions, there's no mass nor area. And it's depicted using coordinates. Or we might call it nothingness, or even zero. One dimension, this is an extension of the point. It is just a straight line. In other words, a cross-section of a straight line is a point. One way of indicating this is through length. Two dimensions, this is an extension of the straight line. This is a flat world. In other words, a cross-section of a plane or the flat world is a straight line. This is indicated using two concepts, length and width. Three dimensions. This is an extension of the flat world. It is the three-dimensional world. In other words, a cross-section of the solid world is a plane or flat surface. This is depicted using three concepts, length, width, and height. This isn't the most precise way of putting it, but you can think of three dimensions as area and space composed of length, width, and height. By depicting length, width, and height on x, y, and z axis, one axis adds a vertical element to the other two. And the fourth dimension adds a t-axis, or time, to those three, and because four dimensions is no longer just space, it's called space-time. One of the x, y, z, and t-axis adds a vertical element, crossing perpendicularly to the other three. Four dimension. This is an extension of the three dimensions, a world of time and space. In other words, a cross-section of space-time is three-dimensional. Four dimensions are depicted using four concepts, length, width, height, and time. So, basically, if you're able to gain the third eye, then you have enough information to experience four dimensions.
空間プラス時間
Yup, it's space bus time.
私たちが2つの眼球を使って目の前の広がった空間の映像を一瞬にして理解できるように
Just like we can use our two eyes, constantly have images of space in the world before us. So, with three perspectives, we can also be aware of the cross-cutting element of time.
そういうことである
Yup, that's it. You put the cap on the pen. I feel like I kinda understand.
何が
What? My premonitions. I didn't travel through time.
第三視点を獲得した後は
I know, you gave the third eye.
だから未来のことがわかるんだわ
That's why you know the future.
なんてバカバカしいこと言い出さないよね
Why do you keep saying such stupid things? You don't think so?
ダメ
Nope.
だって全然説得力ないもん
I mean, there's no
どう
evidence.
して少年はいきなり第三視点を開眼することになったの
Why aren't your third eye suddenly open?
その理由は方法は
For what reason? By what method? I'll bet if I get my memory back, then I'll...
またすぐそうやって記憶喪失のせいにする
That again, you always fall back on your amnesia.
っていうかさそもそもその記憶喪失の原因を探ってるんじゃなかったの
You're looking for the cause for memory loss in the first place, right?
記憶喪失と第三視点とにどんな関係があるわけ
So, what do amnesia and the third eye have to do with each other?
それから少年が見たって言ってたあの幻の女の子のことは
And what about that ghost girl you said you saw?
まったくもう短絡的っていうか浅はかっていうか幼稚っていうか
I mean, it's so naive, stupid, and childish. But your mom believed in it, right?
その話はやめて
No, we're not going there.
もう過去のことは考えたくないの
I don't want to think about the
昨
past.
日そう言ったじゃない
I told you yesterday as well. But, do you like things the way they are? You don't care if you never find out who your mom and dad were for the rest of your life?
やめて
Stop it! You uncover both of your ears in denial. I wanted to know about my past. I still hope to find it out. But I don't have my memory or any clue to go by, so... You've got your memory, right? So that means you have something I don't. You have a clue. And more than that, you have the information from Lemmy. So how come you still don't want to think about it? I thought you came to the Mew because you wanted to find out the truth. Why'd you change your mind? Did something make you change? Why are you denying your past? It's not the same as denying yourself with your own two eyes. Why don't you try to face the truth directly? You. I grabbed Yu's arms and pulled them away from her ears. Answer me, why? Why do you want to give up when you're almost there? Why throw away everything you've worked so hard for? I shouted at her, because I couldn't believe what she was doing. It was something that she'd be hard-pressed to find in her wildest dreams. Just as she's about to attain it, she'd suddenly change her mind. I was nowhere near reaching my dream, but Yu's is almost within her reach. So I felt terribly, terribly disappointed. I mean, she's probably just terrified of finding out the truth. I don't get it. What you longed to know is right in front of you. And I was so jealous and so happy for you. Why? Yep, called it. To be fair, that was pretty obvious. I got scared. Huh? I got scared of learning the truth. Think about it. Everything I've believed for so long has turned out to be lies. It's all just fiction. Tell me, is it supposed to happen? Is it normal? I can't believe anything anymore. I can't believe anything. I didn't know that the truth is this painful. You put her hand on her chest. It hurts. My heart hurts. The closer I get to the truth, the more my heart gets shredded to bits. There. I can't take it anymore. I don't want to know anymore. I don't want to know what's real. At that sound and shaking, we looked up in surprise. The next instant, warning alarms started shrieking. All around me, the squeal of straining metal echoed from the structure. The shaking continued on and off. What? No. Ah. Try that again. No way! Could the implosion have already started? It was 5:45 p.m. The estimated time of implosion was 4:30 p.m. May 7. But given the 12-hour margin of error, I thought it could well be the implosion. Is that more of a 24-hour error there? But whatever. We burst out of the room. The corridor was flooded and the water level was rising. I was stunned by how high the water level rate was. In a little while, the alarm ceased. It looked like the flooding had been stopped just in time. Looks like it's under control. Yeah. I wonder if everybody's alright. Let's go check. Sora, can you hear me? But there's no response. It's no good. I bet the sensors are all out of whack. Should we go find Sora first? She's probably in the control room. Yeah. We put our argument aside for the moment, concentrated on handling the situation at hand. You and I headed down to the 3rd floor. way out of here, fast. You sprinted down the stairs. Even though we were in the middle of a crisis, I couldn't get my mind off what we were talking about. The mystery surrounding Yu's parents, and my inexplicable premonitions. I just had this feeling that these two things were somehow connected to the third eye. Why? Why can't I shake this feeling? We reached and stood on the third floor. Hey, you. What's wrong? I was just thinking that the thing about your parents and stuff that's been happening to me might have something in common. I get the feeling that the word the third eye ties them together somehow. Yeah, what are you talking about? Do you know what kind of situation we're in right now? This is about whether we live or die. That's not important now. It is. But you said your mom said the third eye. Don't talk to me about my mom. That person, it's not my... You stopped in mid-sentence. Suddenly, she lifted her head and started running. I hurriedly went after her. Fantastic. Alright, well, that feels like as good a place as any to call for today. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see y'all next time.